Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? Man, this was a really crazy day. It was slow, indecisive, and it was volatile. And volatile doesn't mean you see big moves. It was just choppy and indecisive. Now, if you're a scalper, having a day like today, you could really, rack up some good small moves there. But not being a scalper, it was really difficult for me. And that's one thing that I need to work on is, days like today, I have to make a decision. Um, and it's either you want to expose yourself and try to trade, size up a little bit and try to trade these small moves, or just sit out. When you get a day like today, just sit out. Don't try to fit trades in these smaller windows. And so that's a dilemma that I have inside. It it really could have been a bad day for me, but I've got to the point now where I'm able to my manage my risk and really not let things get out of hand. And it's good because to days like today, you don't get these big explosive moves that just can blow you up. But it was just one of those days here, and we're gonna be looking at it. But some of you guys have been knocked down by this trading deal and getting up, not really liking how you feel. And you feel like your back's been stabbed, your ego's bruised. You've never really experienced a challenge like this before. Or it's been a long time since you have, and you felt that with all of your successes, you're kind of above having to go through this type of pain again. Really to be successful at something or to get the results that you're looking for. And now this trading isn't easy. You can't buy the skills. No one's going to give them to you. They're not going to get served to you on a silver platter. So you have to go in and you have to earn these in the school of hard knocks. So, the question becomes, what do you do with all of this pain and disappointment and these bad feelings that you have? How do you deal with it? And the answer is you recycle it. You draw from that. You allow it to take you to that next level. Allow your pain to push you toward your success. You're already feeling the pain. You're already feeling the crunch. You're already disappointed. Why not use that? Why not turn that into a positive? Get something from that. So just recycle your pain. I've gone through every disappointment you could go through in this market. And what I had to learn early on is I had to learn how to deal with and channel my emotions. So I had to get to know me first as a trader and understand how to use these feelings, these things that I was feeling, because you can't suppress them. Or if you do, that creates a whole new set of problems. So how do I use that to drive me, to motivate me? And you think about it, if you look back to where you were 2, 3 weeks ago, and when you're first starting this journey, you should be able to see that, hey, I have taken a couple steps forward. Now, sometimes we take 2 steps forward and one back, or 3 steps forward and two back, but that's the process. That's just part of it. So a lot of what we do, I help traders understand how to channel their disappointment, how to channel the negative feelings that they're having because they're not seeing the results they want to when they want to see them, and use that to fuel their their progress and their march toward success. So recycle that pain. Don't sit there and let it cause you to make bad decisions, to fold up and quit when you really don't want to. Recycle it. Use it to your advantage. All right. So today, kind of an indecision day in the SPY or in the market in the S&P as well. It started off just what we thought. Yesterday I felt okay. We can gap down tomorrow, test this level. If it bounces and holds, we should start to move back up to the 50. And up until about 2, 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there, I honestly thought we were going to do that. I mean, we were on track for a strong close, which would give us an indication that we're going to be moving back to the 50 to retest it. Um, and that's still possible, but closing the way we did today, closing weak, kind of takes some of that steam out, and we may not see the push that we're looking for. But time will tell. My prediction for tomorrow still is that we may come back and try to retest the 50s up here. I know that's a good ways away. It may take 2 days to get there, but tomorrow's Friday, so I'm looking for a strong move Friday back up toward this 50. Now, if we open tomorrow and we've got a gap down, or we open with a gap up and sell and take out this level, then next week I'm looking for us to come back to the 200. You know, so it's good that we can to have. You want to make predictions based on what you see or what can happen, so that you can have a plan. If the market goes one way, here's my plan. If the market goes the other way, here's my plan. So we need to have some type of plan up front, knowing that this is what we're going to do if the market does one thing or the other. And that's all I do. I look at the technicals, I come up with a theory, and I start thinking about, okay, if my theory holds out, this is how I'm going to attack the market. If it doesn't, then I have to do this. And I think we need to come in every day prepared, regardless of what the market does. And then just, what I do is I sit back and wait for it to tell me the story, and then I do what I do. All right, so the first trade today I took DraftKings. This was a really good opening range breakdown. The first candle practically gave me the whole move, but so I was able to take 2/3 here, and I thought we were going to come on down. I think the 20 was sub 45 or something, and I thought, hey, we may get there. But this turned around, ending up giving me some killer slippage. But after I went back and looked at it, I actually put my order above my entry price. So I practically put my stop with built-in slippage. So yeah, I can blame that one on me. Not really putting my stop where I needed to, but still a decent hit. It's what we have to do every day. We find the stop once it breaks the opening range low. We can't sit there and debate whether we want to take the trade or not. We got to take it. Then we got the bounce, stop out. So decent trade here. And you can see it never really got into the clear. Now, had this thing come back, then yeah, I would have been back on it again. But it did just what we thought it was going to do. I felt if we had gapped up, we were going to see a pullback eventually. And that's exactly what happened. But there was just no clean trading on this the rest of the day. So I didn't get to take any more trades on this. Um, Peloton PTON. Uh, did get this back over here a little after 11. You can see we put in a channel here. We kind of broke this channel, bounced, and pulled through. We were just kind of chopping around. This thing was not, and no stocks really was giving us really decent moves. I could have picked up, just over $100 if I'd have taken profit here. But I was looking for a bigger move. It didn't happen, and I did stop out a little bit too late, so I might have cost myself, $75, $80. But it still wasn't too bad. But I should have stopped out, right in here. Once we broke the high of this candle and we were trading above the nine was kind of heading back up. It's a clear sign that we were bouncing. And this is not the day you want to sit here and try to hold waiting for it to come back. So we took it off. Only, gave up maybe 80, 70, $80. But this one didn't really do anything. It didn't set up until over here, after 3 o'clock. And I tend not to get in trades that late, especially after a day like today. It just try to stay away from it. So, it put in another low here. So we had another channel form. And once we broke that, this was probably a good point and a half down. But if that had happened earlier in the day, that would have been really nice. All right, Penn. This is the one that um, was up and down on this. This was a kind of a up and down. Here, I was looking for the and we had made the run up, and so we were coming down, and I was like, okay, we broke back through all of these moving averages. So here is the bottom. This level here, 62.50. So there was really no channel here that I had to really worry about. So I figured this would pull on back in. Well, it didn't. It caught some support, and I later saw there was some support on the 60-minute chart that I wasn't paying attention to. And that's kind of where it bounced. Ended up stopping out. Um, this thing pulled back and bounced. And then once we got over the 100, once we confirmed, I got in. And there was enough room from where I got in up to testing the highs or the top of this channel. And it it ran up, it pulled back, it bounced, and it did get to my first target here. So I was able to grab some profit here, but then it turned around and came right back, stopped me out, and then this just sold through, all of this stuff here. And I shorted it as we got below this channel. I shorted it here. I'm looking for a move again down to the 62.50s level. We had the daily 20 right here, and I kind of traded around that. Mistakenly I kind of traded around it. But I got in. We had a nice bounce. It tried to take out this channel, but it rejected, pulled all the way back, so I was able to take profit. And this 20 held, so it bounced, rejected the 20, came back down. I probably should have taken profit here at 63. Uh, that would have been a smart thing to do, but that wasn't the plan. I was looking for 62.50. I was looking for the late day sell-off for the last piece, and it didn't happen. So I ended up taking it off when it started to bounce here. But it did eventually bounce and start making a move up. So it didn't really sell back off. So that was good, a good read on the price action there. So really an up and down day. My day was kind of a reflection of the price action in the market, just really choppy. But finished with 250.38. So every day so far this week's been green. Some days a hell of a lot better than others, but after last week, this is a welcome thing. So tomorrow, depending on what the market does, it could be an interesting day. It could be a carbon copy of the day. But I know if we end up looking like today, then I already have my game plan. I am If I take these smaller moves, I'm gonna look for smaller profit targets and kind of go from there. But I already got my plan in place. The swing trades, I ended up taking Z off. It gapped down this morning below 95, and once it got over it, and then it pulled back again, I went ahead and took it off. And so I've only got one left, and that one it is struggling a bit. Yeah, I have to admit um, it is struggling a bit. But ZEN didn't really take me out, so we'll look at those tomorrow. I just figured we're already toward the end of the week. Let's just deal with that on tomorrow. So I probably should have closed ZEN out, but I gave it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm probably gonna regret that. But the trend is still intact, and that's kind of what I was looking at. But we'll talk about all of that on tomorrow. So you guys have a great rest of the evening, and I will catch you in the morning.